And we're live.
We're back.
We're
Hello,
back.
everybody.
Guess who's back?
We have more viewers now because
just
everyone
little-
likes this book more.
I wonder if that might be what it is. How many views do we have now? Guess who's back?
27.
Back. Damn.
27 of 500.
27.
But we love every one of you. Yeah.
We do. Why did it? My computer just started being weird. Hold.
Ellie, can you be quiet?
Okay.
Come here.
Welcome back, fellow good girls. So sorry.
Sorry, Ellie wanted to join the chat.
And she's welcome.
She is also a good girl.
So stupid. All right. Anyway, so I was reading while you were out there trying to. We have people from Austria, the Caribbean in here, Costa Rica.
Hi. Did you all come here for this?
Or
did you just log on by happenstance? It must be the middle of the night, right?
Yeah. What time is it right there? Right there.
Right there.
Right there.
You know, Austria? New York. Holy crap.
I want to visit New York soon. It's 8.
20.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad.
30. Whoa.
Okay, so this one, I want to be clear.
Oh my God, I just saw up there, once you read about monster penis, you never come back. I just read that up there.
So Ice Planet Barbarians, they're aliens, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited. You know, when someone said vibrating dick, I was in. I was sold. I'm easily sold.
Okay. That's enough of that. Let's get into ACOTAR.
ACOTAR.
Everybody's favorite TikTok book.
Literally the biggest book on TikTok.
Yes. I'm not sure why. It is good. I don't know why it. Thank you, Steph. She says she loves me.
Good.
It is good. I just don't know why it blew up the way it did on TikTok, but it sure did. Okay.
2 a.m.
So I have a little summary. God. Wow.
2 a.m. and you're reading 130 books?
Oh, we dropped. We got 10 now.
That's okay.
People were sick of us.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead with your summary. Your very thought out, wonderful summary in comparison to mine, which is apparently shit.
It's not that good.
Okay, I'm ready.
A Court of Thorns and Roses is the story of 19-year-old Feyre, I believe is how you say it, even though it's spelled like fairy. Feyre, who lives in poverty in a human realm, but is aware of the existence of fairies, which exist on the other side of a wall placed centuries ago for human protection. Feyre is the sole provider for her family, which is her father and her 2 sisters, Elaine and Nesta. One day she's hunting and kills a wolf, which she thinks might be a fairy at the time, but isn't sure. She slays him and sells his furs. And then...
Thank you.
What'd she say?
She said that my summary was great.
She slays a wolf, which she thinks might be a fairy, but isn't sure. Later, she gets basically kidnapped. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling with a little spice at the end. She gets kidnapped by a fairy that looks like a wolf, which is Tampon, if you will. And
we will.
There's this war situation happening with an evil fairy named Aramanthra.
Love it. You're doing great.
I don't know how to say the name.
It's been so long
and Tamlin sends Feyre back to the human realm, and then she comes back again, but her family's all rich now because Tamlin gave them a bunch of money. Anyway, yada, yada, yada. Tamlin, we meet Rysand. There's like a festival. It gets a little crazy. Basically, what you need to know is Rysand is like bad. He's like the dark realm, the Night Court, High Lord, whatever. He's bad, and he does a lot of questionable things in this book. And then
that I love.
Yes,
I loved him.
Then I think you'd love the second one.
Oh, I tried.
It's basically Rysand porn. The whole second book.
I tried.
It is a slow burn. It takes 55 chapters to get to them.
Bad equals hot. Yep, absolutely.
Exactly. Perfect. Exactly.
It's a great summary. I'm gonna print that on a T-shirt. Bad equals hot. That's our new slogan.
So basically, what happens at the end? I wrote, long story short, Feyre saves the day and goes back to live with Tamlin. She turns into a fairy now, because her neck snaps, and then they all give her like powers, and now she's a fairy, so she's eternal now. But she has a bargain with Rysand for saving her life, that she has to spend 2 weeks every month at his palace with him, and that's where we leave the story, and that's where the next story picks up. So that was my summary. There's a lot of little things that happen in there. White is my like important. I don't know if you could see that. White is like my important tab, like things I'm gonna need to remember later, and I have a lot of those going on.
I'm gonna show my book, and I want everyone to know that I was in a very dark place when I was tabbing this book. I had just started. Look at how the tabs are. I had just started tabbing again. Like I said in my TikTok, this is like the book that got me back into reading. So,
book club merch. What's our book club merch?
Bad equals hot.
Oh.
But I want to hold up for comparison the difference in the books and my tabbing, how much I liked it versus how much I didn't like it. Yeah. To me, tabbing equals liking. And
that's not how mine is.
So yeah, we know how this chat's gonna go. But go ahead.
I think you're not like a fantasy person in general, though.
I'm really not. No, I was when I was younger. Or just really not anymore.
So to get into the characters a little bit, Feyre, if I'm saying that wrong, someone please tell me, but it's spelled Feyre, but in the book she says it's pronounced Feyre, so I think that's how it's said. Anyway, she's like your main I'm not like other girls girl. I hate her. She's not my favorite either. She's like a very, like I said, she's like a pick me. No, she's not a pick me. She's not a pick me. She's like, I'm not like other girls girl, for sure. Then you find out that the fairy that she killed, the wolf, is like, there's like a curse on Tamlin or something. It's the Beauty and the Beast curse. She has to fall in love with him in like a year or something like that. Feyre, thank you. I am correct.
Wasn't it like the curse that we learn about, I'd say like in the last third of the book, it's like she had to hate fairies basically so much that that she had taken the life of a fairy, and then and then had to have fallen in love with a fairy,
with Tamlin specifically. Yeah
Okay, got it. I'm getting like a good recap here because it's been so long, and now I can remember why I hated this book, and so now we can get into it. So go ahead.
It's a Beauty and the Beast. I mean, it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. None of the other books are like that. I don't really know why this first one is particularly a Beauty and the Beast retelling. None of the other ones have any sort of retelling going on. I don't know what that's about, really. And to be honest, I didn't like this book the first time I started reading it. I had to pick it back up again and really power through it. Ellie, please don't lick me. Please don't lick me.
I think you would ask me when you saw one of my book talks, you'd ask me if I liked it, and I think I was like, like I found it very overhyped. So like if we're talking about overhyped books, right? Like things I never got over. I don't know if you will.
I'm Steph. I'm surprised you haven't read this. It's not like just because everybody has read this on TikTok. But I think in general, our book club is a little bit less obsessed with fantasy books. I particularly like fantasy books. This isn't like a high fantasy book at all. It's very easy.
No, it's very easy to get through
with like the fantasy lore, and stuff. But there is one singular red tab in there. One singular spicy scene.
So I want to preface this by saying I'm not a fantasy girl. So reading a book and then if I am fantasy, I'm like a basic bitch into fantasy, right? Like I want vampires, I want werewolves, and I want sex.
That's fine. That's fair.
I think fairies was really difficult for me. And then like shape-shifting fairies, and like I was like, what the hell?
Do you have the second one behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry
Okay.
about Ellie. I don't know if you can see her in there, but she's back there.
Wait, my son is crying. I'm back. Welcome back. Oh,
Welcome back.
wow. We were all dealing with our crying
My
children.
child was also screaming her face off.
Mine was
I had to go
upstairs,
help.
but her grandpa said to just ignore her, so she's doing fine.
Mhm. Oh,
Um,
basically, what you missed is that RJ doesn't like this book, and I do. So tell
we're
me what
talking
you
about Akatar.
specifically don't like about it.
I don't like Farah.
Feyre.
Yep, whatever. I don't like any of her family members. Obviously, you're not supposed to.
Okay, Nesta is the one that has the spin-off books written about her. She's a lot more in the third book, and she's actually fantastic. You would really like her in the third book.
She's the only one that I actually enjoyed.
Okay, well there you go.
And mostly because I felt like I didn't like her at first, obviously, but once her motivations became clear, I actually really enjoyed her.
Yeah.
I'll get to someone who's going to have to force me. I'll force you. Sorry, you have to read Kill Switch first before I'm going to bully you into anything.
I'll bully you into it.
Yeah, Steph, read Kill Switch first. That's your top priority. I'm assigning you a TBR, and it's that first. So I didn't like Farah. I found her. I don't know. Like I have that same dislike for like if we're going OG like Katniss. Like they're just boring as shit.
That's fair. That's
like
a
they're
very
just super
it's
boring.
it's the kind of character where it's like I don't know the exact words for it, but it's like a blank face. You're supposed to put your own personality into that character.
Exactly.
That's like what Katniss is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. The girl from Divergent, Tris. It's a very like
blank slate.
Only girls. She's 19, so she's a woman, but like only female
Yeah,
YA
exactly.
characters. That is really what this is for.
It's a
Because
Your Name character
like
for sure.
oh, a Your Name character. Thank you. Yes. Because in other fantasy books you read, like Harry Potter, he's not like that because he's a boy, basically. But like when it's a girl or a female woman, anyway, any type of like that has a like a fantasy in particular, it's definitely a Your Name character.
And part of that is because of like a desire that some of the readers have to put themselves in the book, right?
Yeah.
I'm just not one of those people. I would rather actually read someone that I relate to because they have a strong personality or that I
For
don't
sure.
relate to. I found her really boring. I found Tamlin really boring.
Well, he's supposed to be.
I know a lot of people
He's
were like,
supposed
"We
to be.
loved him in the first book." I hated him. I just thought he was really boring, and
I
I
liked
loved
him in the
Rysand
first book.
immediately.
Yeah, I liked him until we met Rysand, and then I was like, "Oh, hello,
No, I
who's
loved
this
Rysand
now?
immediately.
Who's this?" I don't want to give spoilers for the next book, but they really explain like what happens in the end of this book in the next book. But if you don't read that and if you're not into like the dark-haired bad guy, then you probably don't like him. Like I know my Volva Reads doesn't like him at all.
Oh, really?
So
Well, I
yeah,
think why I liked him was because he was the only interesting fucking character. Like
he
he was
was. Yeah,
the only one that had anything interesting to say,
him and
and
Nesta. Mm-hmm.
he was the only one. Like, so we're getting into spoilers now, but he was the only one that actually made an effort to help her at the fucking end. Besides
Exactly.
Tamlin's friend,
Exactly.
Tamlin made
Lucian.
no
Yeah.
effort to help her. Oh, Lucian again.
Yes.
He was the only like those two were the only ones that seemed to give a fuck and care, and it made me really dislike Tamlin at the end because I was like, I
And
already
that
didn't
was
feel anything for him.
like
Ooh.
that was intentional. Yeah, I know. I hate Feyre, Tamlin, Ryzen. I think that from what I remember you saying in the Discord, you only like Nesta and what the hell's Cassian? He's in the second one. No, it's not reverse
No.
Hiram. It's certainly not. It's certainly not. It's a
No.
very
You're talking my language with the reverse.
PG-13 maybe book. It's not. There's one sex scene in it, and even that's not too crazy.
There is only one part that I really liked. I liked the part where there was some kind of party and he was trying to find a mate or something, and then he shows up and he's like, "I can smell you."
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like there is like a festival, and he has to go like have sex with somebody, which in the second book
Volvo reads, he did tell her ass to stay at home, but she was just too self-important to do anything that she was fucking asked.
And that's how she met Rysand, though, because he saved her from being gang raped. So, hello.
Yes, he did. I'm like, just, what? Yes, yes, he did. Um,
Yeah.
but all that Rysand does is save
Yeah,
her.
Callan Cal Callan my yeah, thank you. That's what the festival's called.
I No, she was just too self important. Like she's existing in this world that she doesn't belong in, and then someone's like, "Hey, for your safety, please stay home." And she's like, "I don't think I am gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do whatever I want," because she was a
But Rajane,
shitty
if you
person.
had liked her, would you have said, "Good for you"? That's a bad bitch. Don't listen to any
Yep.
man.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I would have. I've pointed my own. I am a hypocrite, and it's fine.
I am too, that's fine. But basically the reason people do have a lot of problems with Rysand is in the end he kind of dresses her like very skimpily against her
Kind of.
will, makes her like okay, he
We've
dresses her basically in lingerie, makes her do like
kind of.
lap dances on him, gets her
Hmm.
drunk so she doesn't remember anything. He doesn't actually do anything bad to her. And that's all explained in the second book as like him protecting her basically,
I
which is
thought
what you
that
can
was
kind of
hot.
assume. It was hot, but I also think you need to go to therapy
It's fine. I'll
for
call my
that.
therapist
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
Um. Yeah. No. I liked Rice and didn't one of Ryson's friends die, and that's kind of what started the connection between him and Farah because she tried to help or something. I'm trying to remember because they were friendly before she got to
The only
whatever
reason they
place.
knew each other before is because he saved her from being gang raped at the
Okay.
festival.
Okay.
So you might be thinking of the second book a little bit,
I
but
promise
because
you,
I know you
I
started
got like
reading it.
20 pages into the second book. I don't think I am.
Oh, okay. But the friend I think that you're thinking of is Tamlin's friend was the one who was the wolf fairy that Feyre shot with the arrow in the beginning of the book. So that might be what you're thinking of.
Hmm.
Um,
And so the
but
other thing I read this book a while ago, so like some of the specifics are going to be really hazy to me.
hmm,
Um, but I hated the to go on the train of what I hated the
yeah.
mask plot, like them all wearing masks
Oh
and
my god,
stuff.
I
I really
forgot
didn't
about
like.
that. You're right.
I didn't
That
like
was
that.
weird.
I thought it was
I
stupid.
think that was supposed to be for the Beauty and the Beast situation where they all get turned into inanimate objects.
That makes a
I
lot of
think it's
sense.
supposed to be they all have these so they all have these like they were at like a masquerade ball when the curse first happened when Amaranthra, I don't know how to say that name. Can somebody please tell me? When the curse first happened, she put that on them and they had to like leave their masks on. Ryson doesn't have one on because he wasn't there. But Tamlin, Lucian, um, whoever else, I don't remember whoever else is in there.
The servant woman.
Yeah, the servant woman. I think her name's like Alice or something.
I do remember her having like a real basic name in comparison to everybody else.
Yeah.
Amarantha.
Amarantha. Amarantha. Thank you. I can't
Okay.
read.
So now that I've gone off the list of things that I hated, what is it that you enjoyed about this book that made you want to read the second one?
Rysand.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He was such a dick. I loved it.
Rhysand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because
What?
I saw that somewhere and I was like, that's some bullshit. Doesn't even make fucking sense.
Rysand. Oh, I might just say Rysand on accident. Sorry. But I loved him,
Mm,
especially because he is hot. He got tattoos all over him. He has dark hair. Like, what else do you need?
nothing.
Honestly,
Not a damn thing.
what else
Bat
do you need in a
wings?
man?
Bat wings,
He,
maybe?
he has those. He has
Yep.
those. Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
And the desire to take care of the woman that he loves, which Tamlin didn't fucking have ever.
Oh my god! Can we talk about the end of the book? Like what you were talking
Absolutely.
about. So she and she goes to this place called Under the Mountain, which is basically like hell or wherever. That
I just
Amarantha,
got really.
Amarantha, ah, say it please.
Amarantha?
You just got. Why
I
did you
know.
just
I'm trying
get
to figure
so
out why.
blurry?
Mm.
Sorry about my dog in the back. The Amarantha. Sorry. that she takes them to under the mountain, and then she gives Feyre like 3 trials basically if she wants to live and take Tamlin out with her, because at this point Feyre is just like, Tamlin, I love you, but we all know she doesn't love him for real. But the 3 trials are like, the first one, she has to beat the Midengard worm, which is like, I literally pictured that worm thing from SpongeBob
Oh my
with, you know what I'm
god,
talking about?
me fucking too.
That's exactly what I pictured. Exactly, but
Me
with like
too.
teeth. That's
Me
exactly what I
fucking.
pictured.
Me too. Absolutely. That's
And
all
so
that I
she
saw.
beats that, but when she beats that, her arm is like shattered, like
Mm-hmm.
completely busted. And so she has to go back to her prison cell, and she's waiting for Lucian because she knows Tamlin's not going to do a damn thing. Tamlin doesn't do a damn thing. He says
Ever.
nothing.
He
And
doesn't do
his motivation
anything
is like, I don't
ever.
want to give our Amaranthra like any um what? A wingless dragon. I don't know what that means. A
Wingless.
wingless dragon. Oh,
I totally pictured the SpongeBob
I
worm,
picture the SpongeBob worm.
and I will not be taking that back. I regret
No,
nothing.
me either. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, she's waiting for Talon or Lucian to come help her, but she knows it's not going to be Talon because he doesn't do a damn thing. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't try to save her once because he's too
Never.
scared for his own skin. And then Rysand comes and is like, "Hey," and she's like, "Fuck you." He's like, because she thinks he's evil at this point, right?
All because
So
Tamlin doesn't like him.
yes, basically, he has this whole like, he breaks it down in the second book, but basically that's his, he has to be evil to protect something else that I don't want to like spoil for the second book. Um Talon was closely watched because they knew he was in love with Feyre. Rysand wasn't, so he can come and go. Okay, sure.
But wasn't she already there to protect Tamlin? Like, didn't we already know
Yeah.
that they were in some
Yes.
kind of relationship?
Yeah, but he was being closely watched, but
Mm-hmm.
also Rysand was basically being, we find out, raped by Amaranthra. And so we also know she was keeping an
Yeah, I
eye on
remember
him
that.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he goes to the jail cell. He fixes her arm for a bargain. He gives her like that cool tattoo with like her hand on her eye so he can watch her, and it kind of like gives them like a telepathic link. That's what we think gives them a telepathic link, but we find out that's actually something else later.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, but um and so he helps her win the second task because she can't read, and the second task is like,
Yes, it does all happen in the
you
first
have to
book.
read a riddle. This is all in the first book, yes. And
You
it's
could
not
try and
that
find a
long.
way. Nah,
It's
because
not
you
that
could try and
long.
find a way to fuck her. Yes, you're correct.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, I'm getting to there. I'm getting to there. That made me so mad. Like the people who defend Tamlin, I'm not coming at you, Volva, because I know that you don't like it either. But the people who defend Tamlin saying he couldn't get to her, but he did get to her. Because after the second task, after Rysand saves her damn life and Lucian's life, because she can't read, so he tells her the answer telepathically, and then Tamlin gets to her before the third task and tries to bone her down. And just
Yep.
like Rysand has to save her again because Tamlin, because right, okay, basically she's painted in like black paint because that's what Rysand puts on her, so that his reason is, he goes, I want to know that no one else's hands have been on you, so he can see if anyone else is like smearing the paint. So Tamlin gets her into like a room and smears the paint and like tries to fuck her. And the second that happens, Rysand's like, don't do that. And he comes in and he is talking to her, and then they almost get caught by the big bad. And so so Rysand has to like make out with her and put his hands all over her. That was hot. Even though it was like a forced situation.
It was.
That was hot.
It was. It was. You're correct.
Anyway. And then at the end, I am Steph. It's not as crazy as it just seems really crazy. It's really not that long. Like, you could bust this out. If you could read freaking Things We Never Got Over fast, you could read this
Mm-hmm.
fast. It's very short.
You can. I read it in one day.
Um,
It's not as overwhelming
it,
as like the end is.
it's
Let
it's
me
400 pages, 415 pages.
when they were both dumb and traumatic. I think I can forgive a lot. And what it was is for me. it was the
Mhm.
contrast between like Rysand and Tamlin's just lack of any
Good
kind of
night.
action. Good night.
Thank you
It
for
was
staying
just
with us so long.
it was his lack of action, right? Like he just like Tamlin just never did anything to
Emma
help
did
her.
nothing.
Even at the very
He did
end when they
nothing.
had finally kind of overtaken Amarantha, and
Yes.
he just kind of fucking stood there. And at that point, he could have jumped in, and he didn't. And
Yeah.
Rysa did all the
He
work. And
was
so I
like,
think
"Oh, I've been stabbed." That whole thing was weird at the end because the third trial is
because
like
he
she
was a
has three
baby
people in
back
front of
bitch.
her. She has three people in front of her that she basically has to kill, is what the thing is. And she doesn't want to do that, but that's like the whole thing. And so she kills the first two. And they take the hood off the third one and it's freaking Tamlin. So she's like, this isn't fair. I'm not going to kill Tamlin. But then there's been all these clues leading up to this and it's a Beauty and the Beast thing again, that he has like a block heart or a wooden heart or something, a heart of ice. I don't know, something like that. And then she's like, oh, they wanted me to say that, hear that. Lucian wanted me to hear that. Tamlin wanted me to hear that. And then she realizes because they couldn't actually tell her about the curse before, they were trying to like give her clues. Anyway, so she stabs him. He's fine because he has like a heart of stone, I think. A heart of stone. It was weird. I didn't really
Which
understand that part.
to me, I find that like so interesting because like the Heart of Stone I felt was what's her name? Sarah J Maas. I thought that was her like being pretty obvious about how the second book was gonna go. I
Oh.
thought that was her being like, yeah, he sucks. He can't feel
I think
shit.
I think when I really kind of caught on to him sucking was when Feyre like literally is getting beat to shit. Like every bone in her body is getting snapped.
And
You
he's
hear
just
Rysand screaming. You see, she says she hears Rysand screaming. She says she hears him trying to get to her. He's being pinned down. He's like trying and everything.
and
And
here's
then
Tamlin.
Tamlin, and here's Tamlin. It literally like I think one of the pages goes. He's clutching his chest. He's like, ugh. I was stabbed in my stone heart.
Yeah, fuck
It's
off.
horrible. It hurts so bad.
Yeah.
Like eventually what page is the red tab? Oh, page 246 for me.
That's a valid question. I don't have it marked. The red tab is
Oh
not
my
related to the red tab in this
oh
book
my
was
goodness.
not
Clearly you
marked.
need to talk to younger RJ about what her tabbing process was like.
Are
Oh
they
yeah, there
making
is
a
going to be a TV
show?
show. They're making a TV show. Yeah. The neck biting scene. No, it's not the neck biting scene. There is a neck biting scene in it. This is actually when they have intercourse though. On this page. They actually do it on 246. The neck biting scene is later.
I must just not have
I
liked
mean
the
earlier,
scene.
earlier.
Because
It's
I
not
would
that
have marked it,
great.
but I must not have found the scene very
In the second book, oh, I actually ripped my flag out. In the second book, I Am Stuff is What You're Really Looking For. It's chapter 55. And it's an entire chapter basically of them doing it. So that's what you want.
didn't even mark it. I clearly didn't find it that interesting.
It wasn't that good. Because the whole time you're not supposed to like him. I liked him originally, but then I realized at the end when he did nothing like at all that you're not supposed to like him.
Yes,
Yeah,
chapter
chapter
55. You're correct.
55 in the second book is the first time. It's a slow burn. It's enemies to lovers in the second book. It's Rysand and Feyre in the second one.
Oh no, I'm with Steph.
It took a long time. It took a really long time to get there.
Yeah.
And it's just the one scene. But yeah. It's good though. It's good payoff. Yeah, they're like naked with paint all over them. It's fun.
Okay. I want to know how some people feel about this book because,
Yeah.
to be fair,
Yes, it
I
is very slow.
I'm a bit of a hater when it comes to fantasy.
Yeah, please tell us in your comment. Is there any fantasy books that you like?
Let's find out together.
Okay.
Yeah, there is. There is. Oh, I'm trying to. I like the Angel Fall series a lot.
The chapter 55 is really good. I Am Stuff. That's my favorite. 5 out of 5. Scarlet Vogue is with me on this one. I also give this a 5 out of 5. it's a what this book is this is like a setting it up book. This is a very you understand the characters, you understand the world, but you're not really going to get that sweet payoff until the second one at the very end.
Yeah, can't do it.
I
I like there's a couple fantasies that I do. Like I like the Angel Fall fantasy series.
don't
That's
know
my
what that
favorite.
is.
That's my favorite one. It's good.
When I
So
was
it's
younger, I used to read a lot of fantasy. Cassandra Clare, yep. That's what I was just about to say. The Clockwork ones, like Clockwork Prince.
I have to
They're not
stand by the.
they're not slutty though, RJ. So you wouldn't read them.
Oh, Angel Fall's not slutty.
Oh, well, they're YA books. I really loved those when I was younger. And there's one where it's like two different brothers trying to bone her. So that was good. If I'm remembering properly.
Has
Infernal
anybody read?
Devices. Thank you.
Has anyone read Angel Fall? I feel like that's just such like no one's heard of it, and I
I've
love
never
that.
heard of it.
I love that series. I'm gonna recommend that you read it. Sorry, I'm gotta move my charge out of the way. My fancy first one over Cassandra.
Yes, Cassandra Clare books are like the gateway into fantasy books, I think. Into like actual high fantasy books.
Ooh, see, high fantasy. Oh, I can't really do high fantasy.
I have one high fantasy book on my bookshelf right now, and it's that really thick one that everybody talks about on TikTok. It's like this big.
Blood and Ash.
No,
I have that one.
it's not Blood and
I haven't read
Ash.
it. You said it's not.
It's called something weird. Priory of the Orange Tree. That's what it's called. I think it's LGBTQ also.
Is that the one with the shirtless angel falling on the cover? I don't know. It's got angel wings on the cover. I can pull it up, but it's basically about like the apocalypse comes, and the apocalypse is actually the angels coming to end the earth.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
actually really
fun.
enjoyed it. I've actually reread it multiple times too.
That's cute.
I just feel like it's not like
I like that RJ doesn't like this book so much that she's like, what other fantasy books do people like? As I'm like passionately talking about how much Tamlin sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like okay. I feel like we've gone over both the characters though. I like I said, I just really don't like.
There's the three main characters basically, yeah. Is
Yeah,
the whole thing of it.
I like Tamlin's best friend.
Lucian?
Yes, I
You
liked
won't
him.
like him again in the second book, but then you'll like him again in the third book.
That seems very on brand for this author. Like, let's just fuck with everyone and who they like and who they
Yeah.
don't like.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Pretty much.
I
She
can't.
tosses and turns us a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of push and pull. Yeah. I stopped about halfway through the third book because I got bored. And then that's when we started the book club and I had to read Promises and Pomegranates. And then I just haven't gone back to it yet.
Our favorite.
Our favorite book.
All right. Well, I have nothing else. I think I've gotten to point my point across when it comes to A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I'll let you
That's fine.
take over, and then we can hang out for a little bit.
We can hang out now, honestly, because I pretty much covered the whole book. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I like the writing. I like the author. I'm excited. Our next fantasy book is her other series.
Throne of Glass.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you.
I
think there's also like 3 or 4 books in that series. Yeah. So
that may be the other hard part that I have with fantasies is like when I have to read a cohesive series, and especially when it's not all done.
Yeah, she's still writing these ones.
Yeah, I have a really hard time with that. Like if
I think there's like 4 or 5 of these now.
I think there's I'm
not sure. But she's still writing these ones. No, I know who more is. I read the second one. I just stopped reading the third one. I know about more. I read the full second book and then I stopped halfway through the third book. Sorry. If I said second book earlier, that might have been my bad. I've read the full second book because that's where they do it in chapter 55.
That's where they do it.
That's right. Yeah, I see it right there behind you on the shelf. You could read it right now.
Yeah, just right now on the stream. Just stop it. We'll stop it. I can read. I can read chapter 55. I'll skip to it.
Just read it out
I'm
loud.
not above
Perfect.
that. Okay,
I
so
did the same.
if we're just gonna hang out, I'm very interested to know what everybody's currently reading right now. What are you currently reading, Rylie?
What are you currently reading, Arjun?
The Get a Life Chloe Brown series, which I fucking love.
Oh,
I think you'd like it because the
yeah, I've
first book,
heard. Yeah.
the first book was I gave that. That was one of the few this year so far that I've given 5 out of 5.
Oh, they don't tell you Moore's backstory until the third book? Oh, I guess not then. No. I read the beginning of it, but I guess I haven't gotten to that yet. You should do a stream where you just read and we see your reactions. Oh.
We could. I could do that.
Why don't you read it out loud right now?
Everyone would have to be okay with the children in the background, just so you know. Which I'm not opposed to just doing a stream where like, because we only do this every other Sunday where we like hang out, or we do like kind of like do like a live where we just read, But if you wanted to, I feel like I'm a very animated reader. Kind of
I think
embarrassing.
they would want you to read it out loud situation.
Oh, you want me to read chapter 55 out
unless you're
loud?
talking like a TikTok live stream. I've seen people just reading on TikTok live streams before.
Mm-hmm.
They like come hang out and talk about this book in the chat, which I would do, but I don't have enough followers on TikTok.
Oh, do you need a certain amount of followers to go live?
Yeah, I think you need like 2,000 or something.
TikTok really be gatekeeping, huh?
No kidding.
Is Eyes on Me the second one to praise my physical.
How do you guys read multiple books at the same time? I don't think RJ does.
I can't read multiple books at the same time.
I can read multiple books at the same time. Yeah, I certainly can. My physical. Okay. Sorry. People are answering the question that RJ asked. It says, I am Steph's reading Eyes on Me, Twisted Hate, and rereading Love and Other Words.
All quality work. Love and Other Words is a rough one for me, not gonna lie.
I don't know
but
what
the
that
other
is.
The other two are quality. Eyes on Me I haven't read yet, but if it's anything like praise, quality.
I don't know what either of those are.
It's about praise. A dom sub relationship.
I don't really care about that.
I care too much about it.
I'm not really a praise person. Like every time, I know that this is called the Good Girls Book Club, but my Good Girls Book Club dark secret is I don't like when they say good girl.
You don't like it, or you don't like it, or you don't care?
I don't like it.
I'm shocked and appalled.
When a man says,
"Thank you, gasp,
good
dramatic
girl.
gasp."
When a man goes, good girl, when they're having sex in a book,
love it.
I hate it. I hate it. I know. I didn't want to say anything because you were like, let's name it the Good Girls Book Club. And I was like, okay, great. I love it because we couldn't think of a name.
Granted, we'd also been struggling for a name for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, we had. Oh, no, yeah. Rylie, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you for spelling my name right, by the way.
Shocked.
Most people see my name spelled and don't spell it right.
I'm shocked and appalled. And wow. Okay, so what is it that if you read it in a book, you're like, chef's kiss?
I like enemies to lovers.
No, specifically kinks.
Oh.
No. Don't give me the PG. There's specific kinks.
I don't know if I have a lot of specific kinks. I just don't think I read enough romance books to have a lot of kinks, honestly. Because I mostly have read YA and fantasy books until this book club. Or I would read a lot of mystery thriller books, like murder mystery books I liked. But then I had a baby and I couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah. Also, Kayla's saying that she's physically reading Chef's Kiss. I don't know what that is. And she's reading X-Files on Kindle. I don't know what that is either. And Conventionally Yours on audiobook. Oh my goodness, you got all the different formats going. Enemies to lovers with praise.
Love it.
I don't know.
Love it. I cannot believe. I'm so appalled. I'm so shooketh.
It just gives me like the ick.
Really?
Yes. I don't know what that says about me mentally.
I feel like one out of every 10 of my TikToks is like, here's my list of kinks right now.
I don't have any book kinks. I guess I need to read more dark romance books because Truly, the only one I've read is Promises and Pomegranates, and
I don't know if you
I
should
know
go
that wasn't
dark.
very good.
I don't think you have to go for dark romance. Like if that's not your shit, you can find some of these like the
I
PG, like
like
tough
it
PG books.
when I don't know if this is a kink, but I like it when they like when the if it's a guy and girl when he like shoves her against a wall
Mm-hmm.
and like does
Mm-hmm.
it like
Mm-hmm.
that.
So you're a
Mostly
fan of
because
like
I'm
the.
too big to be shoved into a wall,
So you like
so
you
I
like
can't
the
like.
grab onto the headboard, or do you just like kind of
Yeah,
like
I like
okay,
the wall. I like it when they have sex on like a washing machine. I don't know why.
okay? I'm
I think
trying
I've
to
only
figure
read
out what
like
this
one
kink
book
is.
like that. Um, what are name some kinks? I don't know. What are some good ones?
Oh Jesus Christ. Um
Name some.
okay, what are my top 5? Breeding.
I don't think I've ever read a breeding book.
You don't
I
okay.
never have. I know for a fact I've never read a breeding book.
Degradation.
What does that mean? Like he's mean to her? No.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
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 that.
you filthy slut. Okay.
Nope.
What is
What books have breeding kinks? Everyone always says breeding kink, and that scares me.
I
What does
don't
that
okay,
mean?
so breeding it's not in the books that I like and the way that I mean it, it's not as aggressive as it sounds. Like it's not
It
like
sounds really aggressive.
it does sound very aggressive. It's more so like 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 no protection. Whatever happens happens. I kind of want to give you a baby. I kind of want your baby. But it's not like I'm holding you in my cell and just using
That's
you to.
exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's how it sounds. But no, it's more so
That's what I
like
thought it was.
it's more so just like let's have a baby. Let's have a baby right
Okay,
now.
got it. Got it. Okay,
Or it's more
what's
so
the
like
other
no
one?
protection. We could have a baby, and I'm kind of into it.
Hold on, water sip.
Okay, what else? I've seen a lot of people talking about like this primal kink right now, which I guess is like
I
that
don't
might
know
be
what
what
that
you're
means.
into. That may be what they're talking about, and someone can kind of
When
elaborate
I
more. But
think
like
of that, I think of like a caveman. Like I don't know what
yeah,
that
like
means.
but like if you think about it, like you because you like the shoving into the wall. Like do you like tossing over the shoulder? Like
No.
no, wow.
Devil's
One of
Night
the Devil's Night.
series is like that.
A lot of
I
them in the
hate
Devil's
reading
Night
kinks.
series. I hate
I already
reading
have
kinks.
2 kids. I don't want that in my fictional world. I get that. See,
Okay.
me and my vulva reads have similar, except for that she hates resand. Me and her have very similar, I think, takes because she
I
also didn't like things we never got over.
I like the breeding kink. I do have a child. And I think
Yeah.
if someone was like, "Let's have a baby," I'm like, "Ooh," like no. But in a book, I like it. Um, but I also
Primal is
I'm
just
like
wild. I don't know
I'm.
what a primal kink is.
It's weird because like I also like the like accidental pregnancy trope. But people don't like. So maybe I'm just
Yeah.
into weird shit. I think we've just understood. I think we've just come to the conclusion that I'm just weird.
They'll chase her. Ew.
What? Like he'll chase her. Okay, but that's
Primal is like
okay.
animalistic.
That's literally like him here. Like I could smell you,
Who said that?
Tamlin.
I don't like Tamlin.
No, I'm not. But I'm not saying you have to like Tamlin. I'm just saying like in that moment where he was like, I can smell you, or like I was looking for you, and blah blah blah. Like that was very primal. I think that that's like the
Oh.
I
Oh,
can't do
blood
blood
play?
play.
No.
I
You
can't
and me aren't. You and me aren't on the same page on that one.
no
No.
I can't do
No.
blood play. Especially like
What
so
other ones
going
do you like though?
um so I like breeding, I like praise, I like degradation. Like whenever someone says blood play, all I can think of is Zaid from Haunting Adeline. Um,
I've never read it.
I like I'm trying to think of what else I like.
Clearly, I have to get my read count up because you read 40 books. I read like 9 all year. Clearly, I need to be reading more books.
I'm trying to think of what other kinks that I have, and I bet you if I went on my TikTok, I'd be able to list a whole bunch right now. But right now that I'm sitting here, I can't really think of that many. So
You like
people list.
groveling?
Oh, grovel. Is that a kink though?
I don't know.
I'm into maybe like begging. I am into that, even in the bedroom scene.
Interesting. What?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, in the chat, sound off some kinks that you
Yeah,
like.
your favorite kinks. Let's go.
We already got breeding. We got blood play. We got primal.
Someone said it is more of a trope. Someone said something about knife play. I'm not much into knife play.
Mm-mm.
Like, so if you were here for Promises and Pomegranates, I don't have like a tied up. I do like tied up. I don't know which one that is, but I do like that.
I am Steph. No. No knife
But
play.
some people are into it. I don't shame. If you're into it, I don't shame you.
I'm not
It's
king
just,
shaming you. I'm just like concerned a little bit.
it's just not something that like I can read it. So I don't have any trigger. Like I don't have a single trigger warning besides probably like essay. I can't actually read essay, and so like
Hmm.
during hunting Adeline, I had to kind of skim over a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
But like, I don't have anything that like if I read it, I will like make me shut down. Besides that, but like knife play, blood play, gun play, it's just I'm not like necessarily into it. I'm just like, this is happening.
No. Yeah.
Um, exhibition is another one of mine.
What does that mean?
In public. Essay is
Oh.
sexual assault. Which is not it's not a kink.
Yes.
It's like a trigger
It's not a
warning.
king.
But
Yeah.
essay, not essay. Oh my god, now here I am. Exhibition is in public settings.
I could see that. I could like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could like that.
It's one of the
I
views.
don't know.
And then yeah, because I'm thinking it's particularly of the
Voyeurism. Uh-oh.
yeah voyeurism's watching.
Is that
Just
like I've never read an RH book either, so is that part of that too?
reverse harem.
Or reverse harem? Yeah.
I think so. Like multiple. Which I'm not gonna say that I'm like the biggest fan of like the reverse harem.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that I like about them and things that I don't. I think it all just depends.
Oh, I want to say really quick, since we have 10 minutes left, is our next book is a straight book, which I did not want a straight book for the next book for Pride Month. But I will say this in the Discord as well. The cute, sweet book that we're going to read after, I'm going to make it be LGBTQ. And I already told this to RJ. Like, I will not be accepting straight recommendations because it's Pride Month, and I think that we all need to celebrate together as a book club.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we still get as many, I think these are our people in this chat right here.
Mm-hmm.
They're the people that always are in the Discord too. But hopefully we will get all of you to enjoy that as well, because I know some people don't care about like LGBTQ romance books, or it's not like their thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's good to have one. Two of the books I'm reading are LGBTQ. Thank you, Kayla. What are those books? Are those ones you set up there? I didn't see it.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I think so. So going on in the future, like if it's Black History Month or anything like that, like I think we should try to kind of honor those months. If we can just make one of the books that month,
One of them. Mm-hmm.
um, then that would be kind of
Yeah.
that would be great. I think that stuff's
Yeah, I
important.
was
And
hoping people would vote for the Penn Douglas book this time, but they did not.
yeah, damn.
I
I
mean,
don't
it
know how
was
much I love
second
them.
place. It was second place, but
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like we just read a lot in romance books specifically. It is just so saturated with like a lot of the same kind of characters, and so and whenever we can kind of expand on like representation, I think it's amazing. And
yeah,
I find those books to actually be like a little bit more interesting. Like I know that if
yeah.
you follow me on TikTok, I love Lauren Asher. A part of the reason being because she does like a lot of multicultural and interracial relationships. I think that she does them very well.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons I liked Get a Life, Chloe Brown, is because there was an interracial relationship, and there was the aspect of her being a black woman, and so I think that if we can,
Isn't she also plus size, or am I making that up?
it's not something that they talked about. So she
Uh-huh.
was curvy, and I know that a lot of times he
I
called
think I
her
just saw it on the cover.
yeah, and a lot of times he called her soft.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't something like specifically like she's plus size, from what I can recall.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But I think that was kind of like alluded to, and I think that like, for me, if we're gonna do representation and stuff, I like it like that. Like I don't like like Electric Idol. And if you're looking for a book to kind of explore your kinks with, I think that the Neon God series is a good series to do that with, because Electric Idol, the second one,
Mm-hmm.
does have she's thick, but she's just like she's just thick. Like he's like
Mm-hmm.
it's not like I'm obsessed with the thickness. It's just like she's beautiful.
Yeah. Good. Hello.
Hi. But yeah, so I think it'd be great. And I'm excited to read
Okay.
some LGBTQ plus books because I
Yes, me too. And I'm gonna have like a whole lineup for my TikTok next month. I have to make a video because I just bought when we went to Barnes Noble, like almost all the books I bought were LGBTQ. So I need to make like a TBR for next month
I'm gonna read
so I
Heartstopper.
actually read them.
I
Oh yeah.
I'm
Has
gonna read
anyone in
that.
the chat read Heartstopper? I heard that's really good. I haven't seen the show either.
No, I because I know that they started a show and it was recent on like Netflix or something. So when we went to Barnes and Noble, I could not find the first volume forever. I just found the first volume like 3 days ago. I just received Afterlove by Tanya Barnett, lesbian romance.
Oh, I don't know what that
Oh,
is. I've
how
never heard
was
of
the
it.
show? I want to watch the show, but I want to read some of the books first. Kayla, how was the show? Tell me it was good. I feel like some of
I've
the
heard it's really good, and it was
yeah.
already renewed.
Okay, good. I feel like I always worry when they make, especially when they make books shows or movies. Like I'm just like I'm so like the what was
It
it?
was so good. She almost cried. Okay, good.
Okay, good. I'm gonna watch it then. Cause like what was it? I don't know if you read The Hating Game. It was a huge book talk book a couple months ago, and they made a movie about it, and that movie was not good. But I
I saw
also
that movie.
wasn't.
You know why it sucked? Because Lucy Hale was in it, and she just
No.
sucks.
Well, yes. But I also
Lucy Hale
I wasn't a
sucks.
big fan of the book either. Like the book to me was
Yeah,
just
I never read it.
so the movie just being kind of made like a lot of sense. So
Yeah.
also on webtoons. I don't know what webtoons
Heartstopper.
are. People keep telling me
I
about
don't know what
webtoons.
webtoons is.
I feel like I'm just not that good of a book talker. Maybe I
I don't
should
know
like
what that
update
means.
my the hot stoppers. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm
I think
very excited
Heartstopper is
about
just
it.
like a wholesome thing.
I'm not gonna shit
Maybe
on
it will
her.
be suggested for the cute one this month. But it is a graphic novel, so I'm not sure if everybody's into that because I never read a graphic novel before. So
I have a couple. I have a couple mangas.
I think that they're relatively quick reads, though.
They are. That's one of the nice things. But I have a couple mangas. I'm a I besides fantasy. If I'm gonna do fantasy, I prefer it in a manga situation. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Maybe it's a
Interesting.
visual aspect.
I
So,
get it. Fantasy is very like hard to follow a lot of the time.
mm-hmm.
I don't know what lore Olympus is. I feel like
Is it a
such
Greek
a
retelling? Because I'm a
I've
slut for a Greek retelling.
I feel like I've never read a book in my life talking to all these people all the time because I don't know what any half of these books you guys talk about are.
I can give you a TBR. Do you want one? It'll help you catch up on the book
I'll
talk.
just go on your Goodreads, I think, and see what
That's
you've
a good
already
idea.
read. If you don't
Uh,
follow us on Goodreads, I think we both have the exact same name. Mine's Rylie Fallon, and I think yours is RJ Shelf Life, right?
who's calling me right now?
I don't
Sorry.
know. Your
Is this
mom, I'm
Rachel?
assuming.
Yeah, it was. Um, Laura Olympus. Okay, I'm gonna read that one. I love a Greek retelling. I'm like such a slut for a Greek retelling. I can't even help it. Which is, I think that's why Promises and Pomegranates was so disappointing because I was like, bitch,
Just a
where?
real letdown. A
I was
real
like, bitch,
letdown.
where? Greek who?
Yeah.
Like, the fuck you talking
Yeah.
about? Okay, that's gonna be on my next one. Okay, we have 4 more minutes. Does anybody have any questions for me and Rylie before we log off? Sounds of the girls.
And our next stream will be in 2 weeks, back to our normal schedule rather than the weird
Month in
month
between because
thing
I
because
had to
RJ
move,
was moving.
moving across
Yeah.
the country.
And then the next fantasy read will be at the end of the month. So just one fantasy book for the month, and then we'll have the 2 regular, like one smut is the next one, not smut, dark romance is the next one, and then one just cute romance book after that.
Are you interested in reading the Mindfuck series at all? Have you considered that one?
I don't even know what that is.
She is a serial killer and an FBI profile falls in love with her.
Oh, maybe.
It's fucking good. It's kind of like you have to
Is it
buy
really
it.
dark?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Their
Okay.
relationship's not really dark, but the reason that she's a serial killer is kind of dark. But I
Well,
don't.
she's a serious.
What?
What should we read before? The book we're reading before the next stream is
A Rune of
what is it called?
Roses. A Rune of Roses is for the main book, and then the next one
Yeah, A Ruin of
for the
Roses. We will also link. It's linked in the Discord as well. It should be
yeah, and then the next one for the fantasy is Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass. Yes, Throne of Glass.
Which I will link that in the Discord after we get off of here.
Yeah,
Read the
perfect.
I'm gonna recommend that you read the Mindfuck series. And now there's like the reason that she's a serial killer is kind of dark, but from what I remember, they don't really get into it that much. You kind of just hear about it.
Okay.
It's good. I think you'd like it, and I fucking love it. And I'm gonna
Ellie
reread it
wants to
soon.
say goodbye to the stream.
Hi,
And by
Ellie.
wants to say, I mean I'm forcing her to be here.
Well, she doesn't look
Say
happy about it,
bye.
actually. But
Do you
anyone
have
who
any
hasn't read the
wheezes?
Mindfuck series, I highly recommend it. It's not very like they have sex, but it's not very spicy. Um, it's not very kinky. It's not dark. Like he's not. There's no like blood play or anything like that.
Oh, good. Okay. It's safe.
Yeah, and it's a series of 5 books, but each book is roughly like 250 pages, so it's a quick read. I think I read the whole series in like a day and a half.
It's almost my bedtime. It's only 6:00.
It's almost my bedtime. It's almost 8.
Oh, actually,
All
almost
right.
your bedtime then.
We have two more minutes. Any questions or anything that they want to ask me or Rylie, or any suggestions that you want to see for content that you want us to make?
Yeah.
That would be very helpful.
Or nothing at all is fine too.
I think there's a lag. I think like sometimes it takes a little bit.
There is a little bit of a lag, yeah.
But okay, well,
A lag.
the lag. The lag,
The
eh?
lag in your bag. The
All right.
lag in your bag.
Well, since we only have a minute left, I will just reiterate kind of like the housekeeping. We are planning on making some kind of extra content that we may or may not have in a special Discord server that is paid for. If you guys can think of anything that you'd like to see, we'll probably
Yes,
do
please.
the traveling book club there, and some early and kind of um some early and
Extra
independent content
stream.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody has any ideas,
Aw,
let us
thank
know.
you for saying you love this stream. We love you too.
I really have a lot of fun with you guys on these streams.
Yes, it's really fun.
So, and then I'm thinking like maybe one of the things that we can do under like the paid Discord is Discord can do like voice chats and all this thing, so we can do our
Mm-hmm.
own. I wouldn't call it a live, but like a meeting where we actually get to see you guys. 'Cause I would love to actually see some of you guys and interact with you guys face to face.
Oh
So
yeah, you're not in the Discord? Yeah, it's basically just a Good Girls Book Club on Discord. If you go to RJ's, someone in the chat said they're not in the Discord. If you go to RJ's TikTok, all the links are in her bio, and her TikTok link is right underneath her little face right there.
I think
Also follow me too, even though I don't have any links.
I can invite someone right here though.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
But yeah, so I think yeah, so if I would really love to be able to um see some of you guys. So if you guys would also be interested in doing kind of like a meet like that,
Yeah,
and that would be kind of like through the individual discords that may have like a small subscription to them. That would be awesome. 'Cause I
sure.
really would love to see you guys. But all right,
Yeah.
we are officially over time, so I'm gonna say goodbye to all of you, fellow good girls. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Goodbye. We love you.
Bye, love you guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I almost said a week.
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
And every day on the Discord.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.